Welcome back to 12 News at 4 on this Money Saving Monday. Save for a rainy day. While it's an older piece of advice, it's a bucket we can all chip into. But one question surrounding it, is it possible to save too much? According to Bankrate, 27% of Americans have no emergency savings whatsoever. Even more surprisingly, an equal percentage, remember 27% of Americans, have enough saved to cover more than 6 months worth of expenses. So is keeping that much in savings a good idea? Well, on this Money Saving Monday, let's ask the expert, financial expert, if you will. Angelica Prescott is here. So what type of events, Angelica, qualify as rainy day?
Well, rainy day can be all sorts of things, but it's generally, let's say, an emergency when it comes to medical things. Losing your job, that AC unit, God forbid.
Oh, and this time
out.
of year, girl?
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, or any kind of surprise things like repairs for the home that may come up. That's that rainy day. Or the tires getting flat. Goodness gracious, car repairs, all that's part of the rainy day.
Okay, and yeah, that AC unit, that's an interesting one, especially here as we work them overtime. Exactly. So you want to have that emergency fund. So if you don't have the funds, then what happens? You kind of run into that.
You run into that 401k dip. You run into going into other types of investments or even borrowing against the house to be able to pull money out. It puts you in that type of pinch that could be really tax eventful and hurt you in that light.
Yeah, penalties if you're pulling out early, if you're not in a particular type of fund. Yeah, that's exactly. You get penalized and then you're not even getting the income later on. Is it recommended that you have 6 months worth of total expenses in that liquid low risk account?
6 months is a sweet spot that our industry usually quotes. 6 months is good because that way it gives you a good amount of time to be able to recover back up. Let's say if you lost your job, it gives you time to be able to get another one, and also gives you that good idea of how much you're spending anyway. That way you can add up to that 6 months. But some people have even more than that.
And that can actually be bad for them. And why is that?
Terrible, because here's the thing. After you've hit that number, let's say 6 months is what you're comfortable with, you want the rest of that overflow money to actually be more in a growth potential opportunity for you. Because guess what? Retired or working, inflation does not go to sleep.
Certainly.
So we have to make sure our money is going to work for us when it can.
Okay, and so if you have that 6 months and you have a little bit of overflow, put that where would you suggest?
Well, it all depends whether it's adding more to your retirement plan in the 401k plan and trying to max that out, whether it's creating a CD or other types of investments that are not high risk, but they can give you some more interest, that extra push, or a brokerage account with portfolio management in there.
Okay, and certainly you can have someone overseeing that if you don't know the 101.
That's what I do for a living. Hey, you guys.
Would you recommend having someone oversee? Because, I mean, if you have more than that and you just got it in a standard checking account, you're making what, 3-4 cents a month on interest?
Sometimes even less than that.
Right.
Even less than that, because it depends on the balance. And the thing is, you want to make sure, even when it's making that, you only leave what's necessary in that space. The rest of it needs to get to growing.
Okay, and so I know we have a lot of viewer questions that have already come in. We can't get to those right this second, but if you guys have questions for Angelica, please shoot us a text. Yeah, we are ready for you. 602-444-1212. Again, make sure to let us know your name and where you're texting us from so we can get you those money questions answered in about 20 minutes. But let's check in with Lindsay for our weather impact forecast.